What's up YouTube, Playmatter here, and today I'm bringing you 3 deck profiles. The first of which is a winning deck profile from Luke Parks at his local tournaments, and today at his locals they used the new ban list. So yeah, here's the list. We have 1 Arasuda, 1 Hirume, 2 Mikazuchi, 3 Yamato, 3 Crane, 2 Hare, 1 Quillen, and 2 Turtle, and that's it for the Bujins with an Honest. With 2 Bujin Carnation, 3 Tenki, 3 Lance, 3 Kaiser Colosseum, 3 Pot of Duality, and an Upstart Goblin. I'm imagining he just had 39 cards and didn't know what to take out for 2 more Upstart or put in for the 40th card. Then Bottomless, Compulsory, 3 D Prison, 1 Warning, and 2 Vanity for the main deck. For the side, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Wiretap, 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, 3 Black Horn of Heaven, 2 Mind Crush, 2 Dirge. And the extra deck we have 3 Suzuano, 1 Kagusushi, 1 Tsukiyomi, 1 Abyss Dweller, Castell, 101, Constellar Omega, Carne Gorgon, Diamond Direwolf, Exciton Knight, Cowboy, Black Ship of Corn, and Rhapsody and Berserk. There was a lot of players at this tournament. He played against Shadol in the top 4 and Chainburn in the final. We've already had 2 lists from Luke. He's winning quite a lot of his local events. And this is his Bujin playing against... And I'm not going to cover it too much because we're not doing a full feature on this deck. I mean, these are just local deck profiles. And I just want to bring you as many profiles as possible all at once. So we'll move on to the next one. There's a tournament at Manfred Miniatures in Cornwall where they allowed any player to use the new list or to use the old list so that everyone could participate whether they were ready for the new list or not. And here is the second place deck profile from Josh Poet Pierce. He was the Dragon Jewels champion in 2012. And here we see his Blue Eyes White Dragon Shadol deck. I'll just quickly go through the list. 2 Blue Eyes, Blackluster Soldier, Veiler, 2 Mathematician, 3 Beast, 2 Dragon, 1 Falco, 2 Hedgehog, 1 Hound, 2 Squamata, and 2 Whitestone of Legend, 1 Allure, 3 Shadol Fusion, 3 Salt Charge, 3 Super Poly, 2 Trade-In, 3 Upstart, and then Compulsory, 2 Shadow Games. He didn't play Torrential actually, he played Ceasefire, so sorry about that. So this was a Ceasefire, and 2 Vanity's Emptiness. In the side deck, 2 Caius, 2 Flying Sea, 2 Maxi, 3 MST, 2 Stormforth, 2 Decree, and 2 Dirge, playing 3 Construct, 2 Winder, Arcanite, Armades, Azure Eyes, Black Rose Dragon, Goyo, and Stardust, then Dweller Castell, 101, and Volcasaurus. Okay, so this was another interesting tournament. There was loads of Bending Abyss, loads of Shadol, loads of Satella Knight, so it was a really heavily meta-based local tournament. Obviously 3 Super Poly and 3 Soul Charge will have done a lot of the work throughout the tournament, but it's interesting to see Blue Eyes in there, and whether or not this might be a variant to build upon for the new format. The whole reason the tournament owner really likes the idea of having both the new and the old format is because then we see which format kind of wins. And this format, we had October 2014 winning with Chaos Plants. Last night I was talking to Goodwin. We've had his Satella Knight deck profile. He top 64 at Euros, and he's going off to the army, and it's his last tournament he'll get to play before YCS London. And we were talking about decks that we could play this format and what would be the most fun to play. And you know, I just said play Chaos Dragons. It'll be the most fun regardless of how you do because of the insane continuous play that you get to do with this deck. So I sent him, I'll show you the list I actually sent him. This is the list I sent him. We were playing around with the Monarchs Stormforth and Monarchs in the main deck or not. We were playing around with hand traps and various other things like double gauze. We were just kind of discussing what we did and didn't like about the deck. And as you can see, Goodwin took that build and made it into this. So I'll take you through the list. We have 2 Collapse Serpent, 1 BLS, 1 Caius, 1 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Dandelion, 1 Debris, 2 Veiler, Glow Up Bulb, 1 Gauze, 2 Lone Fire, 2 Lila, 2 Maxi, 2 Raiden, 1 Redox, Skarm, Spore, 3 Tour Guide, and 2 White Dragon Wyvern Buster for the monsters. We have Charge the Light Brigade, 2 Econ, Gold Sarcophagus, 1 main deck Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 for 1 Raigeki, 2 Scapegoat, Soul Charge, and 3 Decree. For the side we have 2 Battle Fader, we have Kaya, and we have a second Caius, Cyber Dragon, Gauze, 2 Majesty's Fiend, Riser, 2 at the end of Anubis. I'll just let you read this guy's effect there. And 2 MST, and 3 Monarch Stormforth for the side. He used this as a full transitional side, so people would be bringing in their extra Maxis and all sorts of things, and then he'd leave in his inherent special summons, just completely transition into this, making Vanity's Emptiness not as good, and surprisingly catching the opponents off guard with playing a lot more of a lockdown and control version. And then for the extra deck we have Catasta, Armory Arm instead of Crimson Blader, Black Rose, 2 Formula Synchron, Goyo, Scrap Dragon, Shooting Star, Stardust, and Hyper Librarian, with a Castell, Exciton Knight, Alucard, Leviair, and Zenmaines in the extra deck. So yeah, really happy that I could send him this list. He said he had a great time. I did do a bit of an interview for this one. I'm happy to see he won with it in a really competitive Burning Abyss, Shaddoll, and Satellarknight heavy tournament. And of course he got to play both of the new banned cards that have been released as limited cards. Okay, so I asked him for his first thoughts. He said, I thought it was amazingly fun and seriously underrated, and just an incredible deck. And then I asked how it played. He said it played really well, it could grind well, it could grind quite well through back row, as there's so many single cards in the deck that just need answering immediately, meaning he can play one card and they've used their out, and then they can use his next card and his next card, and they're all still threats. Or of course it could just completely go nuts, OTK, make a huge field, draw 5 cards and have a 10 card field, you know. He says if you drew Black Luster Soldier, you won immediately. Lone Fire Soul Charge, just because of the Leviair play with grabbing the Lone Fire from there. The Lilas and Decrees put in a lot of work against the traps and really shut down every answer that people could have had to this deck. He lost game 1 of the final, but won the last 2. And he lost because he got down to 900 attack and dropped Gauze on a Construct attacking. His opponent then flipped up Ceasefire for game. This is the other deck profile with the Blue Eyes deck I showed you. Veiler put in a lot of work because generally monsters burn through back row quite well, and he saved Veiler for really intelligent critical moments rather than just preventative moments. Rather than just playing Veiler on Deneb or whatever, he waited until his monsters were forming an actual real threat rather than trying to cut off their loops, because he knew that he couldn't sustain that with a lack of back row. He said that in the deck he would actually take out the Redux, as it was often dead. Having him in hand with Maxi was good, but still dead quite a lot. Debris Dragon was also dead fairly often, surprisingly. The baby Chaos Dragons were absolutely insane, and obviously after side, they work really well with the Monarch engine as well. Majesty's Fiend versus Shaddoll was great, even though you don't have a single protection card for him, apart from Decree. He's just crazy. He's just a really good card. And he also says, a big props to Play Matter for giving me the basic list and idea, and that he's actually never played Chaos Plants before, ever. I literally just told him to play this deck last night, because I knew it would be fun. He played it, and he says, imagine a seasoned plant player who's practiced with this deck. I reckon there's your YCS winner. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how this deck fares against 13 matches versus Vanity's Emptiness and various other cards, as well as Soul Drain, D-Fissure, Goes and Match, Rivalry. You know, I'd be really interested to see whether this deck can win a YCS. Here it is. This is a Chaos deck profile that has won a 30-player plus tournament, a majority of Burning Abyss, Satella, and Shaddoll. Thanks for watching this video. Please, if you enjoyed it, please do give us a great big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Play Matter, signing out.